السلام عليكم، مرحبا بكم جميعا. هذا فيديو آخر من قناتكم English Course with أيمن. اليوم سنستعرض البعض من أسرار كتابة القصة القصيرة، وسنغوص إلى أعماق فن الكتابة بالتركيز على النصائح اللغوية التي سترفع من مهاراتك إلى المستوى التالي. إذا كنتم تسعون إلى جعل كتاباتكم أكثر جاذبية وتعبيرا، فأنتم في المكان المثالي. دعونا نكتشف سويا كيف يمكننا تحسين مهارة الكتابة باتباع البعض من هذه القواعد. بدون إطالة، ركزوا معي جيدا واكتشفوا محتوى هذا الفيديو. Let's get started with the first language tip, but before that, grab your pens and notebooks. As a rule, we use the past simple for short actions. It's like taking snapshots of your story with quick, easy to understand movements. Let's study some examples. She opened the door and smiled. He laughed at the joke. They walked to the park. Sammy studied for the test all night. One more example. Mike and his friends went shopping and bought lots of things. As you notice, the examples are simple but powerful. Now let's talk about long actions using the past continuous tense. This is like zooming in, giving a detailed look at actions happening over time. Please keep focused and have a look at the following examples. I was reading a book when the phone rang. She was cooking dinner while listening to music. Now I want you to make a sentence using these words. Take a few seconds and think about it. You might have thought of this. Tom and the dogs were playing while the sun was going down, which is okay. But don't you think we can make it better? Have a look at this. Tom was playing with the dogs during the sunset. Let's do another example. Make use of the words I, drive, it, and rain. Actually, we can make a simple sentence like I was driving while it was raining. Once again, we can improve it by saying as I was driving home, it started to rain heavily. All right. Do you notice any difference in verb form? Of course, it's clear how we use the ing form of verbs after while and as, but nouns are used after the word during. Let's move on to the reported speech. This is how we share what someone said without repeating their exact words. It adds depth to your character's interaction, giving readers a front row seat to the conversations without feeling like they are eavesdropping. For instance, she said, I love this movie. Could you tell me how to change this sentence to indirect speech? Now look at how it becomes when we report it to someone else. She said that she loved the movie. Do you spot any differences between the previous sentence and this one? Let's check this out and pay attention to the changes that should be made to the original sentence. As you can see, instead of the quotation marks, we put that. Instead of the first pronoun, I, we put she. And as the reporting verb is in the past, the main verb love becomes loved. I hope this is clear for everybody. All right, now, let's do another example. He told me I'm busy. This time I want you to stop the video, grab your pens, and write the new statement in the reported speech. Let's check now. Hope you've done it right. He told me that he was busy. Now have a look at the changes that have been made. In brief, reported statements start with he or she said that, he or she told me that, and the present tense of any verb must be changed to the past. So please bear this in mind while writing a narrative essay. In reported speech, we also need to report questions, whether asked by you or by someone else. Please keep focused and let's do some examples together. Think about how we can transform this question into a reported one. I asked, "What's your name?" Becomes, I asked what his or her name was. Would you like to do another example? Have a look at this. The teacher asked, "Where have you been?" Take a few seconds and think about it. Ready? So the question becomes, the teacher asked where I had been. Can you notice the difference now? First of all, the colon and the quotation marks have been removed, right? The pronoun you becomes I, and have becomes had. Last but not least, you should deal with word order carefully, as the pronoun I comes first, and the auxiliary verb had comes right after it. Now let's talk about adverbs of sequence. First of all, let me tell you that every fantastic story should follow a simple structure and clear order of events. In the beginning, start with introducing background information, which is about the setting. Here I mean where and when the story took place, in addition to the main characters. Then move on to the middle and dive into the most exciting actions. And finally, wrap it up by solving the problem or showing your feelings and what you have learned from the experience. Using adverbs of time is really important to keep your readers hooked from start to finish. These are language tools that we use in a narrative essay to organize events in chronological order, adding flow and coherence. They guide your audience through the story, making it easy to follow. Presenting the events in order can be done using phrases such as at first, next, then, after that, and finally. For better results, you can make use of alternative time phrases. We can use in the beginning instead of at first, afterwards instead of next, time phrases ending with later or following that instead of then, at that point, moment instead of after that, and eventually instead of in the end, to focus on how a problem has been solved or a challenging situation has come to an end. In short, these are your storytelling GPS, guiding your audience through the twists and turns of your tale. Let's finish up with the final secret: show, don't tell. Let's make your writing come alive with vivid descriptions. I'm gonna give you some examples to help you understand what I mean. So keep focused and check this out. Rather than saying the room was messy, it's better to write, clothes and papers were all over the floor. Can you feel the difference? As for the expression all over the floor, it's the same as the adjective messy, but it shows how the clothes and papers were scattered across the whole floor. Now, that's a room that you can see, right? When it comes to describing feelings, we can transform a simple description, "She was happy," into "Her laughter echoed, filling the room with joy." It's like being right there, feeling the happiness. Don't just say, "He was surprised." Paint a picture by saying, "His eyes widened and his jaw dropped in amazement." That's the kind of surprise you want to read about, right? Dear friends, here are the language tips to enhance your narrative writing journey. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe for more tips, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.